こんにちは、鈴木です。今日はこのビデオで第16課文法の4番の説明をします。英語で話します。So, in this section, grammar number 4, in chapter 16, we're gonna learn our so-called when clause. In Japanese, something するとき or something したとき。So, before you watch the rest of the video, please make sure that you read the section first. Okay? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to jump into the explanation. However, before going number 4, actually, I want to make sure the very basic, principle in Japanese grammar. Okay? Point number 1. This is about the most important rule about the tenses in Japanese, which is the tense is always defined by the sentence ending. So take a look at the example here. 1a. 私はご飯を食べて寝ました。Probably, this is nothing difficult, right? This is a past tense because sentence ending defines the past. However, just go from the beginning. 私はご飯を食べて、て form doesn't have a tense, right? So in Japanese in mind, we don't know the speaker who said this statement has done or will do at this point. However, sentence ending is 寝ました. So realize, oh, okay, this person did these actions. So translation can be, I ate a meal and went to bed. Right? Number 2, sorry, 1b. 私はご飯を食べて寝ます. Here, sentence ending is 寝ます. So either habitual action or future. I will have a meal and go to bed. Okay. It applies to でした patterns too. 1c, 私は学生でした. I was a student. 私は学生です. Present tense. So I am a student. So nothing difficult. So even you encounter long sentence at the bottom, お腹が空いて、喉が渇いたけど、今はクラスに行って日本語を勉強しているから、後で食べます。So sentence ending is a present tense, so it is a habitual action or a future. I will eat. Right? So quickly identify the tense by the sentence ending. Okay? Then let's get to the important point. Grammar number 4, when clause. Okay? Again, before watch the rest of the video, please read the section first. Then, I'll come back to this one because I'm not going to explain it in detail. I'm going to give you a whole, just identify the main point of this grammar. Okay. So on this page, I'm explaining, sentence A, 時, sentence B. Then I'm gonna explain when we're gonna use the present tense here within when clause sentence A. Then whole point is just these two sentences here. Imagine this, a thought experiment. You are in the situation of main event B, and describe the event A from this point here. A. If A is now or future, you are supposed to use a present tense within when clause. If event A has to already have happened, use the past tense here. Okay, then here example is all the present tense cases. I'm going to use the example of same example taken from the textbook here. Okay, here Mary-san, is going to Japan. 日本に行きます. That's why she's at the, I don't know, she's American, right? However, in this case, she needs a visa, maybe during the COVID. So she came here and getting a visa. Okay. So sentence is like this. Here. 日本に行くとき、ビザを取ります. When clause, using a present tense, right? This is not because, this sentence is referred to as a future tense, but because the relationality between this action and the main event action. So let's do this in the thought experiment. So imagine you are Mary-san. You are supposed to imagine you are in the situation, main event B. So imagine you are getting a visa right now as a Mary-san. Getting a visa, getting a visa, getting a visa. From this point, imagine when close action, going to Japan, right? 日本に行く. Since from the point when you are getting a visa, going to Japan happened in the future, right? Getting a visa first, then go to Japan. So when close in Japanese sentence, they use present tense here. 日本に行くとき、ビザを取ります。Translation can be, I literally translate, when I go to Japan, I will get the visa, or I'll get the visa, or I get the visa. Okay? Then this is nothing difficult, right? However, just take a look at it. Second one. Again, when we use the present tense here, 日本に行くときビザを取りました。So, sentence ending is 取りました, right? Which means, as I just explained, principle number one, this sentence referring to the past event. So already happened. However, unlike English, in Japanese, they use 日本に行くときビザを取りました。Instead of 日本に行ったときビザを取りました。The reason is basically the same again in this thought experiment. Okay? Imagine you are getting a visa. Just forget about the tenses here. Just think about action. You are imagining, main event B, getting a visa, getting a visa, getting a visa. Then going to Japan has to happen in the future from this point. So Japanese people, or in Japanese sentence, we are supposed to use present tense. 日本に行くときビザを取りました。If you think of the meaning, now you have to, translate. This is a sentence ending is a past tense. So if I translate into English, I'm supposed to write in English when I went to Japan, right? When I went to Japan, when I went to Japan, I got the visa. Okay. You got it? Okay. Then next page, then when you use the past tense here, here within when clause, basically, this is the same of, just explained. Again, this is the same information here. So imagine this situation. You are doing a, main event B. From that point, describe the event A. If A is now or future, use the present tense in when clause. Then if the event A has taken place already, use the past tense. So this is again a past tense example. Again is the same example, taken from the textbook. Here again, Mary-san. She said, 中国に来ました. I came to China. So imagine she's already in China, right? Then buying a bag of tea here. Okay. Then sentence is like this. 中国に行ったとき、お茶を買います。Then translation is, when I go to China, I will buy tea, right? Present tense, so referring to the future, I will buy tea. So unlike English, however, in Japanese, you have to use the past tense here. Okay? 中国に, I should say past tense structure here. Idea is the same here. Imagine you are buying tea here, right? You as a Mary-san. Imagine from that point, going to China has to already happen, right? Because first going to China and then buy tea. So from this point of buying a bag of tea, going to China has to happen already. Therefore, in Japanese, they use a past tense structure. 中国に行ったとき、お茶を買います。In the same way, this is past tense example here. However, this tense within when clause is only defined by the relationality between main action and when clause action. Same. お茶を買いました。buying a tea. Then from that point, 中国に行った。going to China. Going to has to happen already to do this action. Therefore, past tense. 中国に行ったとき、お茶を買いました。Alright. Then last two examples is just, basically the same within the two different sentence examples. 疲れたとき、ゆっくりお風呂に入ります。So forget about first all the tenses. Then just think about the actions. 疲れたとき、getting tired. It's a verb, okay? 疲れる is a verb. So getting tired. お風呂に入ります。taking a bath. So imagine you are taking a bath, taking a bath, taking a bath right now. Then think about getting tired. It has to happen already. Therefore, past tense. 疲れたとき、ゆっくりお風呂に入ります。Another one is here. 宿題を忘れたとき、泣いてしまいました。So you are crying right now, thinking about forgetting a homework, because this kind of causes this emotional reaction. Hope it's not going to happen to you. You don't have to cry. But in this example, you need a past tense. Not because the sentence is the past, but because of relationality between these two actions, forgetting a homework, crying out. Okay? From the point of crying out, is forgetting a homework. Left the homework at home, for instance, is has to happen before of this action. Therefore, past tense. Got it? The textbook introduces, when you use the, in the case of the state, not the action here, but if you encounter adjective, for instance, e adjective, no adjective, so now it's very simple. I simplify the whole point. You can use a present tense all the time. So for instance, here, 寂しいとき友達に電話します。Meaning here, 寂しい is present tense. So just use the present tense all the time, regardless of the tense of each sentence. Is a present tense. This is a past tense. However, if you encounter adjective, use a present tense already. I'll give you exceptions in class. But for now, if you encounter adjectives referring to state, always use a present tense. One note, regarding that is just don't confuse with word cluster. 元気な is an adjective. So 時 is a noun. So you can modify the 時 with an adjective. 元気な人、元気な時。So you need a な here. 元気な時、公園を走ります。Where I'm energetic or I'm healthy, I run in the park. However, in the case of この病気、犬が病気の時、この病気 is we translate when dog is sick. However, 病気 in Japanese, it's a noun. Okay, so it's an illness or sickness. So in this case, 時 is 病気 is a noun. 時 is a noun. So not 病気な時 but you need 病気の時、病院に連れて行きました。When my dog is sick, I took my dog to the hospital. In this case, a veterinarian. Contextually. Okay, so again, 病気 in Japanese is a noun. So you need a no here. Basically, that's it. All right, so the last page is basically give you some questions. I'm gonna do number one together in this video. Then for the rest of that, I'll let you do it. Okay, but I'm gonna give you answer too. So number one, let's do it together. Okay. 日本に行くとき、ごめんなさい。日本に行くとき or 日本に行ったとき、富士山に登ります。Answer is, so which one is correct? 行く or 行った I'm gonna do a thought experiment, okay? Following the textbook. So imagine you are doing a main event here. 富士山に登ります。So imagine you are climbing, climbing on Mount Fuji right now. Going to Japan has to happen already. So past tense structure you need. 日本に行ったとき、富士山に登ります。Just in case, English translation is you use a present tense, within when clause. When I go to Japan, I will climb on Mount Fuji. Got it?